After visiting St. Augustine countless times throughout my life, I finally made it to the Lightner Museum. I don't tend to be a huge museum person in general, and I visit local ones even less. However, when deciding what to do one hot summer Saturday, I chose an air-conditioned museum and it turned out to be a great afternoon. The courtyard area is free to visit and honestly blew me away when I finally ventured in. I had seen this building countless times throughout the course of my life and never saw the courtyard until more recent St. Augustine visits. Even if you decide against the museum, stop here for some photos. This day, I actually found the entrance to the museum and I was greeted again with another wow. The statues, floor, lighting, all of it is so beautiful and instantly impactful before even getting to the front desk. A little history as we head inside. The Lightner Museum resides inside what used to be the Hotel Alcazar. Henry Flagler built it in the 1880s to turn St. Augustine into a winter playground for wealthy northerners escaping the cold. It was also a spa retreat to complement the Ponce de Leon Hotel, which is now Flagler College that sits just across the street. Hotel Alcazar had one of the largest indoor swimming pools at the time. It stayed open for decades, but eventually closed during the Great Depression, and the building sat empty until Chicago publisher Otto Lightner bought it in the 1940s to house his personal collection. The museum spans 3 floors of the old Hotel Alcazar, and the building itself is half the exhibit. You'll notice the bones of the old hotel throughout, wide staircases, remnants of the former spa, and elevators that still work but are so slow they show their age. The day of my visit, there was a free lecture about the indoor pool. The museum volunteer was armed with old photos and had the task of talking over the restaurant guitarist to a large group of people. He did a good job explaining where the women got ready versus the men, how the water was natural because it was before the chlorine days, and how the glass windows above opened to air out the sulfur smell. We also learned how Henry Flagler was friends with Thomas Edison, so this hotel was one of the first places to have electricity. Electricity was so new that patrons would have children or workers turn the lights on because they were actually afraid of it. It's quite amazing how quickly things have changed. Upstairs, the collections move into more specialized territory. Fine art, musical instruments, a room full of old bicycles, and rotating exhibits that change throughout the year. Otto Lightner collected broadly, and that variety still shows in the galleries. One of the coolest areas in the museum is the indoor pool, which is now Cafe Alcazar. They have white lights above, tables and chairs in the deep end of the pool, and it just gave me European cafe vibes, but it's all indoors. The guitar player truly adds to the ambiance. The price of food is reasonable and on par with St. Augustine in general. I enjoyed the Caesar salad and the chicken salad sandwich. Not special in a culinary sense, but it was delicious. Reservations are recommended, but I was visiting solo and had no issues getting a table last minute. They're open 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. I enjoyed the building itself the most, but there were exhibits of interest too. Visiting the Lightner Museum is worth it if you love museums or if you are just looking for an enjoyable activity for a couple hours. If you don't want to spend time strolling the exhibits, I suggest making a lunch reservation at Cafe Alcazar. The pool is one of the coolest aspects of the building and the restaurant experience is so charming. Even if you don't want to visit the actual museum, you can still visit the building. Lightner Museum is very easy to walk to from the historic part of St. Augustine, and it sits across the street from Flagler College. Parking can be tough depending on when you visit, so have a plan. If you're visiting in the summer, save your visit here for rainy times or the hottest time of day, since this is an indoor, air-conditioned experience. Thank you for letting me share this excursion with you. I was so impressed by this building, how well it balanced function and beauty. Lunch with the guitar playing in the background was so charming, the perfect ambiance for a lunchtime read. And honestly, after all the sweating from yard work and exercise this time of year, thank God for AC. If you're planning a St. Augustine trip, let me know in the comments. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!